welcome back to the final video for POA, and I'm just gonna kind of make this one short and sweet in AET, and what you're going to do here is, so once you have logged in, because this is the teacher side of AET, what you need to do here is, once you get into your account, you're gonna go under tracker. So I'm gonna click on here. I'm gonna go under tracker. Under tracker, you're gonna click on here. Becomes the program of activities. So that's your calendar. Okay. All right. So you have your activities here. So what's gonna happen here? For example, I'm gonna put one in because that one that we have coming up on Friday. So on the 29th, what you're going to do here is you're going to click the date in AET, and then you're going to put here, give the name, it's POA Day. As you can see, I've entered it before. If you wanted to put location, Rolla, all right. So I put location there. Date, it's a 1 day. So what activity? I use POA Day. I use it as a kind of a recruitment activity. So I would put it down in chapter recruitment, because the nice thing is our committees are a mixture of new members and older members. And so I put it under chapter recruitment. I'm gonna click it there. All right, if you wanted to add skill areas, I don't necessarily. Nice thing is, you can also, if you feel that it is a kind of a repetitive activity where goals don't change or anything doesn't really change, you can just import that data from a previous activity. I never do, because it will import everything from that. So it will import the results, it will import everything. So you're gonna have to, if you have a different outcome, you're gonna have to go back and delete all that and change it. So I never copy from a prior, and then I'm gonna hit save. Okay, then it's gonna show up over here as POA Day right here. I might try to bring you a little closer so you can see this a little bit better. All right, so POA Day. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and click on POA Day. And then as you can see, a lot of that stuff that we talked about appears at the top. Okay, so if we click over here, goals, plans, and outcomes. So here is the activity description we talked about. Here's goal 1, plan of action, and then the outcome. And then if you keep scrolling down, you get goal 2, goal 3. All right. So that's where it's at. A nice thing about AET is if you go ahead and hover over the blue ribbon, it also tells you what should go in here. So the purpose of the activity, why should the activity take place? If you go down to goals, okay, a well-written goal should be smart. All right, it should, you're going to put in there who performs it and when the goal be completed. That should all be part of your SMART goal. And then if you go over plan of action, all right, your plan of action needs to do your what, where, how, and who. I always put when in there. So so over here, this is defining. So hover over the blue ribbons. It kind of tells you what you're gonna do. Then, all right, here's where you can put dates and deadlines if you wanted to be specific. You wanted this section done, this component done, the actual activity. I'm gonna be honest, I don't use that. But then I'm gonna hover over results. Okay, so here's your advancing agriculture. Here's the impact, and here's it related to the quality standard. And again, hover over these. You can, now, there are other parts in here you know, you could put accomplishments in there if you wanted to, and maybe recommendations that improve it for next time. Sometimes I might put the extra, if we have extra goals, I might write them down in here. I guess I don't really use the accomplishment too much, because a lot of times that ends up maybe in the impact. Or, you know, you did an activity and you received an award for it. That could go down here. That could be something that goes there. It would be a good option to keep minding that, oh, you know what? We received a grant for this. You know, that wasn't part of it, but you got a grant for it. All right, so up there, then you're gonna add your photos. You just select. Nice thing is, a lot of times if you wanted to upload, you can select them all at once and just do one full upload. It's a little bit easier. Then if you go over here, you got your budget. So you're gonna put your item in that I'm gonna use. POA, we usually buy snacks. So I'm gonna put snacks in here. We usually end up spending about $50 on snacks. You know, I got 79 student members this year, so $50. We don't really have any income from it, so then we put the actual. Sometimes, you know, if you wanted to go back and put the actual, you're worried about the budgeted part, that's going to go here. Sometimes I remember to go back in and put the actual expense and income, but most of the time you're just putting in your estimated income and expenses so that you get that budget, and then your budget is created. All right, and then I always go ahead and here, so when you do your activity, so the activity, it's just, you know, you have to kind of choose what it is. I call it a little, it's not a meeting, it's not a work, it might be a workshop, okay? It's at chapter level. You know what? Each committee meets for about an hour. And then what you're gonna do here is you can start selecting the kids that participated in that activity. All right, so that's this part of putting your program of activities together. Submitting it to the state is different this year with North Dakota. I think this year, if I remember correctly, and I'm not 100%, is you're gonna hit on reports. I hit up here, and then this, of course, pops up. I believe we're going to submit it through submissions list and feedback. I think if we click on there, there should be a, right here, you're just gonna edit your list. If you edit your list, I don't think nothing's really gonna pop up because we didn't really do anything yet. And then, for example, edit your list. Nikki likes to use my account. So looks like I submitted some stuff, but it's not. So you're going to you can browse and then select your POA. And there you go. You just hit, it's gonna just pop up. Sometimes, all right, are you one of those people that want that button, submit? I know, it's like judging card. I know you put the names in there and it just magically goes, but there's no submit button. I'm looking for that submit button each time. But anyways, as you can see, they have been removed so that they're not in there anymore. And you can play around in here, like you submitted it and like, oh, we need to go back. Well, you just go back, remove it, and then upload another one. So that's kind of how uploading applications and POA works. So that's kind of the AET side of creating your POA. If you have any questions, go ahead and reach out to me. I will definitely help you out. Other than that, we'll see you in the next set of videos when I decide on what topics I'm going to be covering. So very sporadic topics, so it's not going to follow any agenda, but it's kind of my mood at the time. But really wanted to get these POA ones done for everyone. So, all right.